Okay. This is the first pass, at least, on a somewhat modular, I use that term loosely, ability to rig pretty much anything with mouths and eyes. In the style that I'm going for, you can see this little shrimp that I rigged. I spent way too long modeling him needlessly to get this to work, but yeah. It's two separate rigs, basically. A head rig and a body rig, and that's how I'm going to move forward. And I'll do an impromptu little dive in to show you. The actual animations scripts are simple. It's nothingness. They're just playing at the same time. The head and the body are playing in sync. Meaning, oops, I think I just dropped a part into the world. Meaning, if I go into avatar animation, I was already there, wasn't I? You can see it will play the body animation. I select the head, big surprise, it plays the head animation. They have to be identical in length, and I'll probably have to like script some kind of like redundancy check or something if they get too out of sync. But the whole purpose of separating the head from the body is technically so that they can go out of sync a little bit. While at the same time, if the head and the eyes and the mouth all act as an independent entity, that is almost, imagine like a driver in a car, but the driver is a head. I could even have characters' heads turn and follow, follow you to a certain extent, maybe limit the rotation, but all within the style that I'm trying to achieve. And it's still a little glitchy. The eyes, I feel like, as much as I love them, I made them 3D because I was nervous about working with planes. The mouth is a perfect plane, and honestly, it looks pretty good. It's not really casting any shadows, noticeable ones. There's shadow flicker all throughout Roblox, but that's not. But I think I love this. What I don't love is the edge of the eye over here. It's too bright, despite the fact that it's the same color as the edge tokens, because I had to make padding on the sprite sheet. But you can see the style in his eyes. I just did a quick rubber for the actual body of the shrimp, because I don't care about this. I care about the eyes and the mouth, and I'll show you in Blender what all this looks like as well. Woo! Oh god. I guess this is one sprite sheet. I just dug up multiple sprite sheets. I had multiple open at once, so I could iterate and revise and try to like. So these are all the different mouth shapes I'm using. Smile and frown. This is like the eye ring, pupil, and these are different scleras. I think sclera or sclera. I think it's sclera, but for different stock characters, if I want them to have like blue in the background or something like that. I'm not a huge. I've had to make some adjustments to it that I didn't want to. Just because of, isn't that pretty now? It's green. Isn't that kind of neat? It's like a minor bit of variation in detail that can go on within the world. But my goal is to have, you could like delete that, like is just to have this and this, like the eyes and the mouth, an eye and mouth rig. Let's see here. Do I have the NLA editor open? Loaded up still. I can delete all that shit. There's the body back there. You can see I export them separately. I just built FK rigs. I mean, I just literally did nothing, and then I added like a custom bone handle. It's just a ring. I literally just like the mesh ring is over there. I just made a ring and then just adjust everything, just so I can grab it so it's easier for me. But this head and this mouth, in theory, what I would like is for it to be modular. So you have varying bones that control lids, like this is this set to local? I need this to be set to global in order to show you this. You can go to a halfway blink before having to. So because Roblox does not save or store scale data with any bones at all, you have to design heads that will hide any kind of mesh you don't want, because it also doesn't do shape keys. So if you want to do anything like this, anything at all like this, you kind of have to like think hard about what you're trying to do. This is, yeah, what the hell is that? Oh, it's because sad. Okay, so yeah. So this is like the neutral expression. But then I also have an angry brow and a sad brow. And then you can see the eyes here. The eyes aren't, oops, that's not the eye. That's the entire eye. This is the pupil. The pupil isn't locked. It's not, I kind of got too fast and loose with the modeling, which is why you see some shading issues on the inner sclera. Originally I had this issue where importing, I had this white background was a single separate plane that Roblox kept insisting on adjusting outside of any kind of like the confines of what I had like keyframed it to. So I finally just, the only solution I could think of was fusing it to the mesh of the outer ring. But what ends up happening is that because it's not perfectly flush or flat, because I make little adjustments and things while doing the texturing, the shading isn't perfectly flat or smooth. It's just kind of like uneven. And I don't know how I feel about that or what I'm going to do about it. But this is the tile set for Chew. I had to create padding for it because everything was pixel perfect and it was awesome. And then I got little like holes everywhere. Let's see if I can even show you. Yeah, sure, we can save that. Let's see, where's Chew in here somewhere? Yeah, I haven't really shown much of this, but because he's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, he's still not ready to come into Roblox because I'm still making fake characters. But you can see now, I mean, there's little things where it's not perfect, but all things considered, I love the way he looks. I love the design, the reuse of these buttons here and here for these shoes. It definitely made me feel like cool, like I knew what I was doing almost. But you can see basically the hat's not a good example, but you can see each of these squares on the body are essentially like pixel perfect, just tiles. I just kind of like adjusted them to get a repeating pattern that I enjoyed. You can see the darkness here traveling up the arm, and that's just because I made it a triangle and curved it away. Here it is. I don't know, yeah. Curved it towards the edge there on the UV. But that wasn't the point of this video. The point of this video was just so you could see the talking shrimp. And we could bask in the glory of being 1 step closer to something that kids can enjoy and ignore. More likely the latter. But oh man, look at those pixels. So what's he saying? What do you think he's saying? Well, you could go over there. Maybe over there. Wait, I don't know. I didn't think it through. It's just random nonsense. It's just meant to look like acting. Being able to trigger an audio file to play in sync with this is far easier than it's been to rig and get this in this world. And, yeah. Next step will be, cameras. And maybe like something humanoid.